weekends, we've been taking a look back at some of our favorite Your Hometown stories from 2014. And now we take you to Jefferson County. Our Elizabeth Jeannot tells us the story of a war hero who was the driving force behind the town of Brownville.
In 1799, a Pennsylvania land surveyor named Jacob Brown set out for the North Country. On his way there, he traveled through many areas before settling in what is now known as the village of Brownville.
I think he came to here because he saw the waterfalls and figured it was going to be a source of power.
After deciding on the area, he brought his family north. Their early log cabins served as a hub for newcomers.
When people came in, they needed a place to stay and eat, and the Browns fed them.
The town of Brownville was officially formed in 1802. Back then, it stretched past Clayton. Now the villages of Brownville, Dexter, and Glen Park comprise it. Although the village of Brownville wasn't incorporated until 1828, it was where the town's life first began to flourish.
Because the people, once they came, they had to find out what land was available. They had to buy the supplies for their land and everything, so it made Brownville even bigger.
A sawmill was built in the village and then a grist mill. Settlers in remote areas would travel to the village for their services.
Grist mills were to do grain and made it so that they could use the grain that they grew to make staples to eat.
At the onset of the War of 1812, Jacob Brown was appointed captain and then colonel of the 108th Regiment of the New York Militia. As brigadier general in the spring of 1811, Brown was charged with defending 300 miles of land from Oswego to St. Regis. That gave Brown power, which he then used to boost transportation to the area.
All the roads coming into the area led to Brownville.
The success Brown found with getting business to boom followed him on the battlefield. He oversaw the British attack on Ogdensburg in 1812, as well as the raid on Sackett's Harbor. By 1814, he had been promoted to Major General.
Yes, he was one of the few ones that had won all his battles.
Despite being remembered as a hero, Brown's legacy is often best remembered by the mansion he left behind. After Brown moved to Washington to serve as General-in-Chief of the Army, the mansion was sold to his brother-in-law and then to other families.
It was in private hands up until about 1950, and Samuel Upman purchased it from the person and gave it to the village.
Since then, it's been known as the Jewel of the Village. It contains a library, the village offices, and more.
The mansion itself has been a godsend for us. The people kind of drift to it, show up here.
It's a place where weddings have been held, children play in the summer, and where people can forever remember the Brown family legacy. Reporting in the village of Brownville, one of your hometowns, Elizabeth Jeannot, Time Warner Cable News.